We visited Yosemite National Park near Mariposa, California on September the 10th through the 12th of 2022, and this will be a composite video of all of those days. If you would like to get notices when I post again, be sure to subscribe right here. Just click on that button. This is the almost 800,000 acres that this park covers. It was established on October the 1st, 1890, and has almost 4 million people visit each year, so it's very crowded sometimes. And now we're starting to get close to Yosemite Park. We start seeing signs that keep warning us you've got to have a pass to even drive through Yosemite now. And then as we go around the corner, we see this sign that says if your cars are backed up to here, you got a 45-minute wait to get in through the gate. And now we're about to head into Yosemite National Park. As we round the corner, we come to a line of cars. Their passes are being checked. Many had to turn around here because they didn't have passes. You can get them free on the internet, but you have to go out and get them, or you can't even drive through the park, even if you want to pay the fee. They only have so many passes each day to try and keep the congestion down, but there are still thousands of people in the park, even on this off season. And now it's time to enter the park. Yosemite was founded over 130 years ago and is the major park in California. They've been coming here and driving through for years. This park is rather large and covers a huge area. We're going to look at this small portion in the south, and now it's time for us to enter. It costs $35 per car to drive through the park even. But because a few years ago, when I turned 62, we got my senior pass, we get in free. This has saved us thousands of dollars over the last few years. Once inside the park, we head to Mariposa Grove. Most people have to park down at the bottom and ride the shuttle bus up. But one of the advantages of having a handicap placard is we can drive on up in our own car. We just have to wait for the shuttle bus to go, and then we follow it up. As we head up, we go through the areas that burned this year. It only was put out a few weeks ago, and we were afraid we weren't going to be able to come up here at all, but they did reopen it about a week and a half before we got there. As you can see, the fires got very close to the grove itself. In fact, they started on one of the trails at the grove and burned away from it, fortunately. You see the grove just over there from the fire. Mariposa Grove is where Yosemite started to protect the sequoias and expanded on. We're going to look at this area today. We'll be walking these trails, but there are miles of other trails we could have walked, and the fire started right about here. Fortunately, it burned this way rather than into the grove itself, and they were able to protect most of the trees. These are some pictures off the internet of the fire as it burned. And here along the edge of the parking lot, you can see how close it came to the grove itself. Now it's time to head into Mariposa Grove and see the giant sequoias, the ones with the red bark. They are scattered all over this area up on the hill, and we'll be looking at this section only of them. Both Deborah and I will follow this trail, which is wheelchair accessible, and then she will go on around the rest of the way while I go back down that trail to the car. You can see from this why fires start in this area, because there's so much underbrush and dead wood in the area. Fortunately, they were able to protect this area from the fire. There are many giant sequoias in this area. Let's look at a few pictures of them with their red woods. Here you can see a closer look at some of the trunks and the deeply furrowed bark. It can be up to 2 feet thick to protect it from the fires. These are young sequoias just starting off, maybe only 100 years old. You can see how they progress to the rounded top and then the broken off tops when lightning strikes them. Here are various sequoias at various ages. These youngsters are probably only a few 100 years old. And here's a more mature tree with a rounded top, probably 1,000 or more years old. The fallen monarch has been here for hundreds of years. They have a natural defense against lightning, fires, drought, insects, and fungus, but severe repeated fires can weaken their foundation and erosion, and sooner or later they are toppled by a high wind or maybe a snow load. Because of the tannin in the trunk, it'll rot very slowly, and it may take 1,000 years. And here's a Douglas fir squirrel. This is about as far as I can go for now. We're going to have to start climbing hills. So you can see some of these were scorched by a fire at one time or another. Deborah will be going on up the hill and taking pictures. She'll see the grizzly giant, 209 feet tall, the 26th largest tree in the world, second largest in Yosemite, probably about 3,000 years old, about the time of David, his king in Israel. And here the bachelor and three graces, just young little trees, maybe 400 or 500 years old. Soon after Deborah gets back, it starts to rain, and we get in the car and eat lunch. And then we decide that since it's raining and pouring down rather hard, and most people have left the park, we're going to go on and head to our hotel. Soon we're entering Yosemite National Park. Yosemite National Park is located here in California. And this is the area that we looked in yesterday in Mariposa Grove. We're going to drive up to Yosemite Valley and through it several different times and then back out the park. Along the way up north to Yosemite Valley, we're going to see several burned areas. Seems they have a fire almost every year. Currently, there's a lot of smoke around the park itself because there are several fires burning in the area, and it seems to accumulate them and just hold them. We're going to have a whole lot of problems with smoke in the Yosemite Valley. The only way into the valley is through the tunnel. And then as we go through the tunnel and come out the other side, we've entered Yosemite Valley. We're going to be looking at several things here. Bridal Falls, then we'll look at the Upper Yosemite Falls, go to the museum, out to Mirror Lake, come back and eat at the village store before heading out of the park. At least that's the idea. This is what tunnel view is supposed to look like. El Capitan, Half Dome, Bridal Veil Falls, and Glacier Point. But this is what it looks like in the smoke. You can barely see El Capitan. I can remove some of this haze with some of my filters, as you can see. But we're going to leave the haze so that people can see how smoky it really was there. This is not fog, it's smoke. As we get further into the valley, we can see El Capitan a little bit better from the other side. Further down the valley, it seems that the smoke has dissipated a little bit and we can see the mountains around us better. As we drive down the valley, we come to an area that is more built up. There are going to be thousands and thousands of people in the valley this day, even though it's off-season. This is the most popular national park in the entire state of California, and really, many of them, it's the only one they ever visit. We're going to head out to Mirror Lake Trailhead. The good news is we have a handicap tag, so we can actually drive down the road instead of walking a couple of miles to get to the trailhead. These pictures I have processed some to remove some of the smoke so you can see more clearly. sure we're headed toward the lake. I think we're headed opposite way. Go ahead and look at our GPS.
Sounds like us.
We finally arrive at Mirror Lake Trail, and we're going to walk a little bit now and look up at some of the high cliffs around us. This is typical of the vegetation around this area as we head up the trail. Back in the car now, we're going to go look at some of the other sites that we have on our list. We will drive around the roads in the valley several different times, and here you can see the high mountains all around it made out of granite.
Turn left onto Curry Village Drive. Continue for 1 mile.
We'll be eating at the Village Grill in the center of Yosemite Village. And even though it's built up, there's many wildlife around. Here's a ground squirrel looking for something to eat. A crow also is looking for something to eat. And then to my surprise, with hundreds or even thousands of people around, a California mule deer and her fawn show up right beside the area we're going to be eating. They don't seem to be scared at all. After eating, we start heading back towards the entrance to the park. The smoke is still pretty bad even in the middle of the day, and it's sometimes hard to see even the mountains around us.
It's kind of salty and has all these formations in it. And then we're going to drive on over to Nevada City. There's tunnel view.
We're still not able to see very far down the valley as we arrive back at Tunnel View. It has not been a very productive day. We had intended to go to Bridal Veil Falls, but the parking lot is under construction and the trail is closed. We decided we wanted to go to Yosemite Falls and see the Great Falls, but then we looked at the camera that is on it and it's dried up right now. We wanted to go to the Yosemite Museum and see it, but due to construction we'd have had to walk an extremely long distance to get there. So we decided it's just time to head on back to the hotel for the night.
Turn right onto Wiwana Road. Continue on Wiwana Road for 25 miles. What do you think? But actually, they said that in the information that was wrong, that the ranch had. We'll be coming back to this ranch tomorrow morning. I was on the way through the park. We're in the park, but coming in the entrance, west entrance, east entrance. Go west to this entrance. But I don't see any
As I've said before, there are many fire areas along here over several different years. Then we go into Yosemite National Park. We'll leave at Wiwana Hotel, take the Tioga Road over to Tulamane Meadows, leave the park. We've got so much to do today, we're going to leave rather early. In Yosemite National Park, when we enter from the southern entrance, there's nobody there to check us in. So we just drive on in. The restaurant in Wiwana Hotel had a very good breakfast, and so we were able to eat there and get started right on our trip. Soon we're driving back through the tunnel into Yosemite Valley. Still very smoky there, so we don't stop at Valley View, and we just keep on going. We're going to head on north and not look at the valley very much. Now it's time to turn off on the Tioga Road and head through the pass.
Continue on Pickup Flat Road for 10 miles.
One our first day looking in Yosemite, we looked down here at Mariposa Grove. And then on our second day, we expanded into this area, the Central Valley, or Yosemite Valley. And now we're going to look at the northern part along the Tioga Pass. There's going to be several tunnels as we take this road. As you can see, even though it's fairly narrow, it's heavily trafficked by a lot of commercial vehicles. As you can see by the vegetation, we've been getting higher and higher. In fact, we'll get to almost 10,000 feet before we leave the park through Tioga Pass. There's going to be a lot of road construction going on as they have been paving this area and haven't even striped it yet. Now we're passing Tenaya Lake and going to take a look at it also. It's an alpine lake. When we pass Tuolumne Meadows, they're doing a lot of construction, so we're not able to stop and look at the meadows very much. You can see it stretches for a long distance along the road we're taking. It's not only road construction that is slowing us down, but we're also stopped by a broken down National Guard bus. Now it's time to leave the park through Tioga Pass at about 10,000 feet.